67-year-old Aruna Shanbaug, the nurse who suffered a brutal sexual assault 42 years ago and was lying in a vegetative state ever since, passed away tragically this morning. Shaunbaug was on a ventilator for 5 days after she was diagnosed with pneumonia last week. In November 1973, while working as a junior nurse at the King Edward's Memorial Hospital in Mumbai's Parel area, Aruna was brutally assaulted by a ward boy in the hospital basement, Valmiki, who used a dog chain to throttle her, cutting off blood supply and oxygen to her brain. He raped her. For the last 42 years, she's been confined to her bed at the King Edward's Hospital and has been taken care of it by a dedicated staff for over 4 decades. In January 2011, the Supreme Court of India had turned down the mercy killing petition filed by Aruna's friend and journalist activist Pinky Virani by setting up a medical panel to examine her.
विद्यार्थी ने तब से हम लोग उसकी सेवा कर ही रहे हैं और अभी और भी करने को तैयारी थे, लेकिन उनका हो गया अभी देहांत, नेचुरल इसमें से देहांत हुआ है, इसके लिए हम लोग अभी ठीक है, नर्सिस करेंगे, नर्सिस और डॉक्टर ही हम लोग करेंगे, उसका फैमिली का कोई भी जरूरत नहीं है.
The judicial system's apathy towards the rape victims was exemplified in Aruna Shanbaug's case. While she suffered for 42 years, the accused continues to apparently lead a normal life. Nobody really knows. Valmiki was charged for attempted murder and robbery, but not for rape, as the police did not take that charge into account. Sohanlal attacked Aruna while she was changing her clothes in the hospital basement that November 1973. He choked her with a dog chain and sodomized her, cutting off the oxygen and blood supply to her brain, resulting in brain stem contusion injury and cervical cord injury. The trial court gave him 7 years rigorous imprisonment, which was further reduced to 6 years as he had served 1 year in lockup. He was released in 1980 and reportedly got a job as a ward boy once again in Delhi. And joining us live now from Mumbai is Pinky Virani, senior journalist and the author of the Aruna story. She was the person who petitioned the Supreme Court on the mercy killing issue. Aruna Shanbaug has passed away, Pinky. Is this finally some relief after 42 years?
I am not going to pretend and say that I am sad. I am not going to say I am happy either. She is a member of my family and lives in my heart and will continue to do so. And so what I will tell you is I am so relieved that my Aruna is legally dead. The Aruna who knew herself, who was engaged to be married to a doctor, who was a good nurse and a happy woman, died on the night of November 27th, 1973. That's the night of the rape.
You stress on legally dead, Pinky. Tell us more about her life for the past 42 years. There are few people who know about Aruna's life these last 42 years than you. Tell us a little bit more about it.
I would like you and all your readers, all your viewers, and God forbid that should it happen to either you or your viewers, I would like you to imagine lying down in one room on one bed where there is no sunlight, where there is no moonlight, where there is no fresh air, where you cannot lift yourself out of the bed, where every bone in your body has atrophied. Atrophied would mean this, okay, this.
Yes.
Where because your hands are like this, your nails are growing into your palms and they are hurting you, they are cutting you. So when the poor nurses are doing this, trying to cut your nails, it is paining you beyond belief. And yet you cannot shout because you have been reduced to an injured animal because of your persistent vegetative state. You cannot speak, you cannot hear, you cannot see, and you've lost all capacity to think. You have also slowly over all these years lost movement of your bowels among other body parts. So whatever has to happen, you have no control over either your spasms or your bowels or your laughter or your tears or nothing at all. That was my Aruna, our Aruna.
Well, she was definitely our Aruna, and we don't say that lightly when we say that this was really India's saddest story that's come to an end. After 42 years of suffering, a final release for Aruna Shaunbaug, the nurse at King Edward's Medical Hospital, who sparked a debate across the country on mercy killing and euthanasia. Pinky Virani, who led that entire campaign, which didn't finally succeed, but made more people aware of the suffering of those like Aruna. Pinky, thank you very much.